What started as a thrilling playoff clash between the Indiana Fever and the Las Vegas Aces has now spiraled into one of the most controversial storylines in recent WNBA history. What should have been a showcase of talent and determination has instead turned into a masterclass in officiating bias so blatant that even casual fans can't ignore it anymore. The Fever, led by Stephanie White, went into this series fighting for respect. They earned every bucket, every stop, every rebound. But when you're battling not just an opponent, but the officials themselves, heart alone can't save you. After the latest game, Stephanie White didn't hold back. Standing in front of the microphones, her frustration was raw and undeniable. "I think it's pretty egregious what's been happening to us the last few games," she said. "A -31 free throw discrepancy. And I might be able to understand it if we were just chucking threes, but we're not. We're attacking the rim. The disrespect right now for our team has been pretty unbelievable." That wasn't just a post-game rant. It was a cry for fairness. A demand for the league to look in the mirror. Because what's unfolding isn't basketball. It's a rigged production. Game 1 was the Fever's statement win, proof that talent and discipline could overcome reputation. They stunned Vegas on their home floor, outplaying them on both ends. But that upset seemed to change something. From Game 2 onward, the whistles started falling one way, and the narrative began to shift. Suddenly, every bit of physical defense from Indiana was a foul. Every bit of contact from Vegas? Play on. The Aces didn't claw their way back with adjustments or superior execution. They were carried back by officiating that turned competition into farce. Fans saw it. Players felt it. And the box score screamed it, the Aces living at the free throw line while Indiana was forced to earn everything in blood and sweat. How do you compete when every trip down the court feels like walking through a minefield of biased whistles? Stephanie White's players didn't just lose possessions. They lost rhythm, momentum, and confidence in the integrity of the game. By Game 3, the pattern wasn't subtle anymore. Aaliyah Boston, the Fever's cornerstone, was whistled for phantom fouls while trying to defend the paint. Stephanie White tried to challenge one particularly egregious call on Jackie Young, a foul that never should have been whistled, but the officials refused to even acknowledge her request for review. Seconds later, Chelsea Gray drilled a three-pointer, flipping momentum in Vegas's favor. It was a sequence that captured the entire series in miniature, Indiana fighting tooth and nail, only to have their effort undone by officiating arrogance. The Gainbridge Fieldhouse crowd erupted in disbelief. Clips spread online within minutes, fans breaking down play after play that showed one standard for Vegas and another for Indiana. The more you watched, the clearer it became. A'ja Wilson bulldozed defenders like a fullback, elbows flying, arms swinging, contact everywhere, and nothing. But the moment a Fever player so much as breathed too close, the whistle blew. Those weren't missed calls. They were choices that reshaped the outcome of the game, the tone of the series, and the credibility of the league. Yet even as the deck was stacked against them, the Fever refused to crumble. And no one embodied that resilience more than Lexi Hull. Battling through a painful back injury, Hull was supposed to be a limited contributor, maybe a few minutes off the bench. Instead, she turned in one of the gutsiest playoff performances in Fever history. 16 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 blocks, and a steal, all while shooting efficiently and playing through visible pain. Every shot she made reignited the crowd. Every dive for a loose ball reminded fans what heart looks like. She didn't just play basketball. She willed her team to believe again, even as the officiating tried to drain that belief away. That's the tragedy of this series. Lexi Hull's performance should have been the story of the night. Her toughness, her grit, her fight, that's what fans tune in to see. But instead of celebrating her heroics, the conversation revolved around referees. Instead of honoring her courage, the headlines went to controversy. The officiating didn't just steal possessions. It stole moments that players like Hull and Boston earned. Meanwhile, on the other side of the floor, A'ja Wilson, supposedly the league's premier talent, was struggling. 1 for 11 at the half. 13 points on 20 shots by the end. Not the dominance we've come to expect, not even close. Yet somehow the Aces still walked out with the win. Why? Because the whistles made sure of it. Vegas didn't need Wilson to play like an MVP when they were gifted opportunity after opportunity. Jackie Young dropped 25, Chelsea Gray hit dagger jumpers, and every Fever rally was met with another questionable call that kept the defending champs comfortable. And then came the insult that turned frustration into fury. Becky Hammon, after the game, complained that A'ja Wilson only shot 1 free throw in 38 minutes. 1 free throw. As if the Aces haven't been living at the line the entire series. As if Indiana hasn't been punished for every ounce of contact. For Hammond to suggest her team was the one getting shortchanged was like watching someone win a rigged lottery and still demand a recount. That's what makes Stephanie White's stance so powerful. She's not ranting out of emotion. She's standing up for fairness. She's saying what players, fans, and analysts have whispered all season. WNBA officiating isn't just inconsistent. It's broken. It's compromising the integrity of the game. Think about how many times Caitlin Clark has been hacked with no whistle, how many times Boston has been called for soft fouls while taking harder hits herself. It's not just incompetence anymore, it feels like favoritism. White's demand for a league-wide investigation isn't about one bad night. It's about the system. Because the WNBA's growth depends on credibility. The league has never had this kind of spotlight before. Record ratings, sold-out arenas, new fans flooding in because of players like Clark, Boston, and Hull. And yet, instead of nurturing that growth, Commissioner Kathy Engelbert is sitting silent while games turn into officiating spectacles. Every time a referee decides a playoff game instead of the players, it chips away at the very progress the league has worked so hard to build. Stephanie White's words hit differently because they're coming from inside the machine. She's not an outsider taking shots, she's a respected coach, a former player, a leader who's been through it all. Her call for an investigation isn't a complaint, it's a warning. If the league doesn't fix this, fans will lose faith and players will lose trust. The message she sent is simple but powerful. Fairness isn't optional. It's the foundation of the game, and that's why this story isn't going away. The Fever might have lost on the scoreboard, but they've won something bigger, the respect of fans who can see what's really happening. Their fight has exposed the cracks in the WNBA's officiating structure for everyone to see. The question now is whether the league will have the courage to face it. So here's the bottom line. This series was never about talent alone. It was about integrity. The Fever played with heart, the Aces played with whistles, and the officials decided the rest. But thanks to Stephanie White, the silence is broken. The league can't hide behind its highlight reels anymore. Fans are watching. Players are speaking up. And if the WNBA wants to prove it's ready for the next level, it needs to start by cleaning up the mess on the court. Let us know in the comments what you think. Was this just bad officiating or something deeper? Don't forget to like this video, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss the latest updates from the WNBA and beyond. Click the video on your screen for more stories the league doesn't want you to see, and we'll see you in the next one.